Hello, good afternoon, good morning. Come on, parlez-vous français? This is MUSAU MattmeachamJR signing in on Earth. It is so interesting how we look at things based on our prejudices. Uh, a simple example is okay, one man, he may look at a glass of water and he may say that it is half full. Then there is another man who will look at the same glass of water and he will say it is half empty. Now, both of them are correct, but it's interesting how we all see things differently. And it's based on psychological reasons. And I guess that's why there's so much war and conflict on Earth. I'm in the process of trying to organize my. I have a little studio that I'm in the process of trying to organize it. And I was listening to my fellow Americans talk about the coming elections, and everyone making a comment on the performance of our president, President Biden. It is quite interesting. If you look at a film or a retake of that debate, it's quite evident that there's something is wrong with the president of the United States of America. I mean, he's an elderly man, and the way he dealt with that question, it would seem to me that any intelligent human being, if they watched what he said and how he said it, they would have said, no, something is wrong. Why would that? They would be very curious about this particular answer. Why did he say that? And the reason why he said it, because he's an old man. He's 81 years old. He should be in a home for the elderly. I know there's another president, Carter. I mean, I don't know if he's still alive. The former president of the United States. I think he's almost 100 years old. I don't know if he's still alive, but he may be still alive. I think at least last month he was still alive. He spent the rest of his life in a resting home. Come on. When we get old, we get old. We can't deal with. There are certain things that when we get old, we just get old. Just like we all will, if we are born, we're gonna grow, and if we live, we're gonna get old. All of us are going to be old someday if we live that long. And there are certain type of things that happen to us when we become old people. You know, I can understand it. Look, I am 74 years old. I know how it feels to be an old person, and I accept it. And the thing is, Biden is too old to do anything. And he's the president of the United States of America. Yet you have Democrats that say, oh, he's okay. Now, okay, let's look at the other end. The other end of the poll. And I don't know what the people in America are going to do these days. The former president, President Trump, he has been convicted of more crimes than anybody. That there are people who are doing life sentences in prison. All the crimes, all the crimes that Mr. Donald Trump have committed. My goodness, if any other person on earth had committed the crimes that he's committed, they would be in jail for life. But he has committed every crime in the book, and they have proved that he has committed every crime in the book. And the thing is, given a choice, if Biden is still alive and if Trump is still alive, these are old men. Both of these men should be in. Well, Trump gets around pretty good, but he's 78 years old. He gets around pretty good, but he shouldn't even be running for president. He should be somewhere in a rest home. But see, he has committed so many crimes, he cannot rest. He's fighting to be president because if he can be president, maybe they may not lock him up for life. So he's sort of like fighting for his life. But both of these are old men. They should step aside. My goodness. And it's kind of pitiful that Mr. Biden, he continues to say he's going to be the president of the United States of America. I don't even think President Biden will make it. I don't think he'll make it to the election. So we're stuck with his vice president. So that's what we'll be stuck with. But the thing is, why are men so selfish? I mean, we can be so selfish. I guess it's happened throughout history. You know, kings and emperors. You know, they have no reason. There is no reason they have. They do not have the ability to be king or to run a nation. Yet they run nations. Oh, I'm trying to think of an ancient emperor. Boy, I can't think of him. But this has been going on for centuries. You have incompetent leaders who rule nations, but then incompetent leaders lead to nations being destroyed, overtaken, and becoming slaves to other nations who conquer them. But Mr. Biden should just go home or go to a rest home and just rest and be cool and wait for his day, you know, the day that each of us will have to face. And why is he so determined to hold up the world? He's going to run. Look where we at. I don't think that it's now. Donald Trump, he will be the next president of the United States of America if he survives. If he survives the beating that his adversaries put on him, if he survives and he's still able to talk and walk, he will be elected the next president of the United States of America. And the thing is, it's quite interesting. You know, it's quite interesting. You know, we are in a nuclear age. And considering that though Mr. Trump has committed every crime in the book, it's probably best that at this particular time in America's history, while it's trying to get itself together, see, America is not what it used to be. America used to be like a black and white thing, white people kicking black people's behinds and mistreating them. But the America is so different from the America that I knew, the America that I grew up in. I mean, you have Indians, Canadians, Koreans, Chinese, Russians, Arabs. You have all kinds of people in America now. And these people are these are different ethnic groups, and they are in power positions. They are America is not no longer a white man, black man situation, or white man, Indian situation, American Indian. America is different from the America that I grew up in. Uh, you have Indians, you have Chinese, I mean, people who are originally from China and Korea. All of these people are in power positions. They are even in government in America. It's not like the white man is ruling America like it used to, and the black men were the black people were the slaves, and they were the ones doing all the work and not getting paid for it. But now it's different. Now black men you got two black people on the Supreme Court. And the thing is the world is not like it used to be, and it's becoming very complicated. But I was just listening to international news, I said, well, I'm not going to get on YouTube stations to talk politics. All I want to do is just talk about my books and try to make some sales. But I had to stop in the middle of what I was doing. I said, wow. I was hearing how people were talking about Biden and how people were talking about Trump. And it's interesting how everyone is looking at the same, all of us got eyes in our head. And all of us, and every one of us are looking at the same thing. But it's quite interesting that we are all looking at the same thing, but we see it differently. When Biden, he looked very bad in that debate. He did a very bad job. It showed that he was not capable of running a nation, and his responses and how he walks. I was afraid that I thought that maybe he would fall, but I know it fall on stage. But I know that at the end of the debate, his wife had to help him come down the steps. And the thing is, uh, that's not good. But then everyone who saw the debate, some people say, "Oh, they say, oh, it was a great debate." They said Biden's okay, and it's interesting. We all saw the same thing, but we all interpreted differently. I think that's why I would rather just write books and write books because the world is so screwed up. I mean, we all are looking at the same. Okay, you look up in the sky, and some people say, "Oh, the sky is blue." Okay, another man will look up into the sky, and he'll say, "Oh, the sky is gray." It's interesting how we all have vision, but when we see things differently. But I think that all depends on what's already in our head from the get go. Whatever is in our head from the get go would determine what we see because all of us see things differently. All of us see things differently. This is MUSAU, Matt Meacham Jr. signing out on Earth.